Hi, it's Matt from MyDarMini, and I'm going to show you some of the games I've got on my Dell Streak. First one I'm going to show you is Asphalt, which is by Gameloft. It's a 3D racing game which uses the accelerometer to steer, and I think it's one of the best displays of what graphics this Dell Streak is capable of. Just wait for it to load. There we go. You can dick around with the car as much as you want. Just going to do a quick race just to get into it. And when you buy this game, you have to do a massive download because it's got so much content to it. I think it all saves itself to the SD card though, so it's okay. There we go. Now it's full 3D. Frame rate is quite smooth. And to steer, let's turn it down a bit. To steer, you have to tilt the streak like so. And it's not the easiest to do to start off with. And what the game does is it tilts the screen, the display itself, as you tilt the streak to try and keep the display as straight as possible throughout the race. See, look how the Mini always seems to be parallel, even though I'm dicking around a bit. Alright, you've got the touch screen down here for the brake, which is not the best time to use that, and you've got the nitro, the boost down here. Now this game is a fiver. I have to admit it is actually quite fun, although I'm not sure how long a racing game would keep you busy for. It's got really good sound and it sounds great on the loudspeaker. Frame rate does skip sometimes, which is a bit disappointing, but I assume an Android update would sort that out. But yeah, there's a number of cars, a number of tracks, and the 3D graphics are great. It's kind of like PlayStation 1 style. That's what I would compare it to. Anyway, there's Asphalt by Gameloft. Another one I've got is Doodle Jump, which is quite a popular iPhone game. The great advantage you get on the Dell Streak is having a massive screen so that you can see a lot of the gameplay. I'll show you how it works. You basically have to get this little critter in the middle here up to the top and score as many points as possible, and you do that by tilting, that wasn't very good, by tilting the Dell Streak to the left and to the right. Let's see if I can actually have one good go at it. But this one is, I think it was about $3, so it's not very expensive at all, and it's it's a very nicely designed game. It's one of the top games in the app market apparently, and it is a lot of fun, and it fits the screen great, which is not something that a lot of Android apps do, because the Dell Streak has an extremely big screen compared to some of the normal Android phones out there. We'll just see how far we go. But that's a nice little game for a couple of quid. Something else which I want to show you, which I was quite excited about, is the emulators. Got a few emulators on here. This is the Mega Drive, the Genesis emulator, and the sound's a little bit choppy on it, but as you can see, it takes up most of the screen. It looks awesome, to be honest. It looks as good as it did in the Mega Drive. That's something you can say. But one thing though is that with these controls, because of Android 1.6, multi-touch isn't supported. So actually you can't press two buttons at the same time, which is actually a bit of a deal breaker really on this, but I just wanted to show off that the emulators do work and they do run quite well. I've kind of got used to playing Sonic with only holding down one button. But the frame rate's good, the sound is a little bit crackly sometimes, and I think once Android 2.2 comes out and multi-touch is supported, emulators will be the way forward and will really set Android devices apart from the rest. Although I'm sure there's emulators for other things. Oh, here we go. This is, I can't turbo spin because of the controls, but there we go. And of course, because it's an emulator, you can save, load, and then there's loads of settings for scaling and the controls. You can have, apparently it's possible to set up a Bluetooth controller as well if you have a Bluetooth controller. But this one was gensoid and it's available on the Android market, and I've got a free version, although there is also a paid version. Right, let's close that. Of course, with the emulators you're restricted to, well, limited to any of the emulators you can find online, and there are hundreds. Pretty much every game you ever played as a kid you'll find on there. Another one is Light Racer, which is by Battery Powered Games. They appear to have, well, they look like they've got a good setup, but graphics themselves in this game aren't great. But it is 3D, which is what I want to show you. It's basically Tron. But they're nice and graphics are nice and smooth. It's a nice simple game. Although I'm terrible at it. And it takes up the entire screen, which is pretty awesome. It also has an accelerometer thing where you can tilt to look to the side. Not the most useful thing in the world, but this is a free game. Another game, I've got Guitar Hero 5, the demo of Guitar Hero 5. I never really got into Guitar Hero on the mobile on this. It seems a bit too easy than the actual Guitar Hero. Just play a song. You might probably want to turn this way. That's actually quite quick, that transition there. But as you expect, you've got the familiar guitar setup, and then the notes come down and you can shake for star power. This is only the demo. I'm not sure if it gets any harder than this, but it is pretty easy. There you go, shake for star power. But that's Guitar Hero on the streak. These apps are all available in the Android market. The ones I had to pay for were Doodle Jump and Asphalt. Guitar Hero 5 itself is $8 if you're interested in that. And that's it for the showcase of some Android games.